This is Real News Media TV, coverage you can trust. Please like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates. Good morning, my Real News Media TV family. Thank you so much for tuning in this morning, and I'm wishing for everyone a wonderful and a productive day. And in the news this morning for April 20, 2023, 2 more arrested in facing multi-million-dollar fraud. The police on Wednesday reported that 2 additional people have been charged in the ongoing multi-million-dollar fraud investigation at Fisi Commodity Limited. Investigators believe the company was defrauded of approximately $160 million. Charged are 41-year-old Andre Green and the 28-year-old Adrian Nelson, both truck drivers. This brings the total number of people charged in relation to the matter to 23. During a press conference last Thursday, Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitzbailey said on May 16, 2022, the management of Fisi parent company, Seprod, called in the police to probe what was believed to be fraudulent activities carried out by employees in the van sales department at the company. He added that between April 12 and April 13, members of the Counterterrorism and Organized Crime Investigations Branch conducted special operations across Clarendon, St. Catherine, and the corporate area, where 17 individuals were arrested in connection with the pilfering and unauthorized selling of goods. Andre French retains Champagne in $222 million INSports fraud case. King's Counsel Peter Champagne has confirmed that he has been approached to represent popular Chung IT and the French Connection party promoter Andre French Wright, who was arrested in connection with a $222 million fraud racket committed at the Institute of Sports. Wright is one of 3 men who were arrested on Wednesday by the major organized crime and anti-corruption agency in connection with the fraud which is said to have taken place between 2011 and 2017. I have been approached to represent him, Champagne said in a brief statement. The 2 other men arrested are Rudolph Barnes and O'Neill Hope. All 3 are alleged to have been part of a team of former employees of INSports who wrote, signed, and encashed fraudulent checks for payees who were neither employees nor contracted workers of the entity. The suspected fraud and other irregularities were detected by INSports in 2017 during an examination of their financial records. The matter was then reported to MOCA, triggering an investigation. The 3 have been charged with various offenses, including conspiracy to defraud, acquisition and possession of criminal property, engaging in transactions involving criminal property, and larceny as a servant. Technician charged for allegedly stealing $350,000 worth of equipment. A technician has been charged with shop breaking and larceny and receiving stolen property after he allegedly broke into a workshop and stole $350,000 worth of items during an incident at Queen Street, Portland on Wednesday, March 22. Charged is 48-year-old Mark Lewis of Portland Road, Port Antonio in Portland. Reports from the Port Antonio police are that about 9 p.m., Lewis broke through the front door of a man's workshop and stole a compressor, Makita saw, Makita rotor, a pair of drill and a sander, all valued approximately $350,000. The matter was reported to the police, and Lewis was subsequently charged on Tuesday. All of the stolen items were recovered, the police said. Lewis's court date is being finalized. Bail hearing for Ann Panton set for today. Supreme Court Judge Justice Vinette Graham Allen is to rule today whether confessed fraudster Ann Panton will be offered bail. Justice Lorna Shelley Williams rejected a similar application in February. In a renewed bail application yesterday afternoon, Ms. Panton's attorney Sylvester Hemmings argued that his client suffered a stroke and had a seizure. Arguing that his client's health condition is worsening, he said medical personnel at the South Camp Road facility, where Ms. Panton is being held, were unable to extract blood samples to determine the cause of the seizure and the stroke due to poor nutrition. But a doctor who has been working at the DCS since 2019 dismissed the attorney's claim during testimony marshaled by the prosecution. The doctor, who will be cross-examined by Mr. Sylvester today, stated that having examined Ms. Panton, no seizure-like activity was observed by the medical team. A similar conclusion was made regarding the alleged stroke. The doctor explained to the court that there was no loss of motor function or speech impediment indicating a stroke. Ms. Panton was subsequently remanded until today. Hardware operator gunned down in St. Catherine. The community of Crescent, St. Catherine, has been plunged into mourning following the murder of a businessman who operated a hardware in the area on Wednesday afternoon. He is Simeon George Ellis, 53, of Seaview Crescent, Old Harbor Glades in St. Catherine. Ellis was reportedly at his establishment about 4:20 p.m. when a motorcycle stopped and a man approached him. The man pointed a gun at Ellis and fired shots, hitting him repeatedly. The gunman then returned to the motorcycle and escaped. The Spanish Town Police have launched an investigation into the matter. No motive has yet been established for the murder. PNP delegates unhappy with the proposed new candidate selection process. Delegates of the People's National Party in the St. Catharines Southeastern constituency are fuming at the proposed new selection process the party will adopt to select a candidate for the constituency. The party's National Executive Council, the highest decision-making body outside of the National Conference, has added an external constituency polling concept whereby an accredited pollster will be asked to poll both candidates against the Jamaica Labour Party incumbent. They must show that they are able to surpass a stipulated margin over the incumbent to be eligible to get to the stage where the delegates will have a say in the process. Sitting councillor for the Edgewater Division and the Deputy Mayor of Portmore, Alric Campbell, is in a hotly contested race with medical doctor Alfred Dawes. PNP General Secretary Dayton Campbell told the news that the party's constitution is not to be breached. All the provisions are used in the selection process. The delegates will have their say at the end of the polling, he said. Campbell explained that the NEC has adopted the polling process to ensure that whoever is selected to run against the incumbent JLP candidate is capable of winning. We want to put the winning candidate out there, and the party has evolved to where we can use the process to know who can win. I want the delegates to understand that we are about winning elections, he said. The selection of the candidates should be completed by the end of April, but some delegates oppose the process. Divisional Secretary for the Waterford Division, Sharon Wheeler, said she is against the polling concept because it robs the delegates of the opportunity to select the candidate of their choice in what is supposed to be an internal election. Over the years, what I do know is that for internal elections for members of parliament or constituency chairmen, every single member of the groups would normally vote. That is what the constituency dictates, Wheeler told the news. For me now to be hearing about poll, we are wondering where this new thing is coming from. Is it that we are now putting the party constitution aside and it is no longer important for members to have a say in the selection of their candidates? She added that she was speaking on behalf of her group. Westchester Division Group Delegate Wayne Fraser said he is against the polling concept because of its broad-based appeal. A poll that randomly decides who is popular will not give a true reflection of who can necessarily beat Robert Miller, because it is open to JLP supporters who will give answers to support the weaker PNP candidate who they know they can beat. We can't change the constitution to suit other people, and that is what is going on right now, Fraser said. A cluster manager in Edgewater said the process is wrong and it should never be used. We have never used an external pollster to poll the entire constituency to select members of the party before. Why didn't we use it when we were selecting the president of the party? Now they are going to use it between Alric, Dawes and Miller. How does Miller come into an internal party selection? However, the two aspirants vying for the seat are not in opposition to the process. Dawes said the constitution has not been breached and the absence of a constituency chairman gives the NEC the right to decide the process. Campbell, on the other hand, noted that if the poll is not the deciding factor, he has no problem with the process. He maintained, however, that the groups did not lose their legitimacy because no constituency conference was held to elect a chairman. The constituency was first won by the People's National Party in 1993, and it was not until the 2020 general election that the JLP was able to wrest the seat away from Colin Fagan. Fagan first won it in 2007 after taking over from the late Dr. Paul Robertson, who retired from representational politics. Campbell expressed the confidence that the party will reclaim the seat when the general election, constitutionally due in 2025, is called. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Select all for daily news updates.